Hi, my name is Doug Cloud, and I'm running for Congress here in the 6th District. I'm running because of four reasons. First and foremost, we need to bring accountability to Congress. Second of all, we need to enforce fiscal discipline on all levels of government. Third, we have to provide tax relief for everybody in the economy. And fourth, we have to enforce our immigration laws. Now, in regards to accountability, it is crucial that in this election that we hold Congress accountable for their numerous, costly, and soul-destroying mistakes. My opponent, Mr. Dix, has sponsored and supported the huge deficit that we are currently enduring in this country. Now, the problem with that is for every dollar that the government spends that it doesn't take in, they have to borrow it or raise taxes to cover it. In any event, they're taking that money from private individuals and private uses and putting it to government uses, and that is killing the economy. We are not using our resources in an efficient way. We are not encouraging people to work, save, invest, and create. Instead, we are transferring money from people who would otherwise do that to the government. That will not solve our economic problems. That might buy a few votes, but it's not going to solve any economic problems. Accountability is very important in this particular race. Norm Dix is the face of corruption in Congress. He is essentially engaged in influence peddling on almost every piece of legislation he sponsors or supports. And the mechanism for how this works is he will, in return for campaign contributions, earmark some significant multi-million dollars amounts to favored parties. Almost always, these earmarks are for people who have given contributions to him. The practice of Congress being influenced by campaign contributions is really at the root of many of our country's problems. We must hold Congress accountable. We must hold Norm Dix accountable, and we must hold him accountable right now. The economy cannot improve unless we enforce strict fiscal responsibility on the federal government. Again, we're wasting resources. We're allowing people like Norm Dix and Nancy Pelosi to take our hard-earned money and dole it out to their favored parties. And that is, again, hurting our economy very much. This misallocation of resources is something we cannot recover from. We can only diminish our prosperity over our lifetimes. Tax relief, again, the second side of that coin. How are we going to get people working, saving, investing, and creating again? Only by allowing them to keep what they make, create, and innovate. And we can't do that if we're taking over half of their income in some form of taxation or another. And in many cases, we are. Even those that aren't paying any income taxes are paying a huge tax burden in the form of use taxes or sales taxes or hidden taxes. Everywhere you look, there's a tax, and it's killing the economy. Immigration is a big problem, not because of immigration itself. Legal immigration is very necessary to the prosperity of this country. Illegal immigration is emotionally damaging to our country, and it is imperiling the very fabric of this country. When we allow people to essentially skate across our borders with a finger in the air, we are essentially saying to the world that our government is powerless, that it can't enforce its laws, that it is a ripe target waiting to be picked. That is not the image that we can convey to the world. We have to enforce our borders. Otherwise, we will lose all respect within the world, and of course, we will lose our country and our culture. We must enforce our immigration laws now. We are in the midst of historic times. We must take control of our country, our economy, and ourselves right now. If we do that, if we hold Congress accountable, if we cut the deficit, if we cut taxes, and if we enforce our immigration laws, we'll get this country back in a hurry. And once again, we'll shake off the cloak of depression that Norm Dix has placed us in, and we'll see a new day of optimism, prosperity, and most importantly, the American dream. Please vote for me, Doug Cloud, in Washington's 6th congressional district.